Hello, hello, hello. Good morning. It is Friday, um, August 5th. Looking like we had some news. So, interest rate futures price dropped about 10%, chance of half a point. Interest rate futures price about 10% chance of a half point Fed rate cut in September, up from zero before jobs data. So, jobs data news caused that reaction a few minutes ago in the market. When was that? 5:30, 8:30 a.m. Um, Possible boost to OPEC plus supply might come after the Sunday meeting. OPEC plus leader Saudi Arabia wants the group to consider restarting more oil production ahead of the scheduled return at the end of next year in an effort to reclaim market share, according to people. No decision has been made, and it's unclear whether an increase will be agreed upon as soon as Sunday or later in later months. According to some sources, Saudi Arabia, which drove the accelerated restart in an effort to reclaim global market share, intends to increase production further in order to offset lower prices with higher volumes, according to sources. Any proposal to increase production may face opposition from other members who want to keep the prices high. Had some Canadian news, not that important, but it did come out as a red seal. Canadian swap market sees 90% chance of September rate cut from the BOC, up from 75% before the jobs data. Traders add to bet on Fed interest rate cut in September, and Canadian unemployment rate is 7.1%, forecasted 7%, previous 6.9. U.S. non-farm payroll actually 22K, forecast 75, previous 73. Not sure what that is, but there it is. Just double check here if we got any other folders today. No, looks like there's no more red folders coming, but there is Trump at 9. Trump at ambassador ceremony. Trump signs executive order. Trump make an announcement, and Trump hosted dinner. So it looks like we're going to have some Trump on today at some point. We'll have to keep this live, keep Financial Boost live to see what ends up showing up here. So just thought I'd give you guys a quick look at this dashboard here. So this is my first week so far. I took a trade last night. I had my first hockey game of the season. We're up. We won. I think it was like 8 or 9-0. So, yeah, the team that we played against, maybe they shouldn't be in our division. But yeah, so we did some butt kicking yesterday. I got 2 goals, 1 assist. But the thing is, I was up until probably 1:30, which is actually 4:30 West East Coast time. So I think I've only got about a little over 4 hours sleep. So feeling pretty tired. So I'm going to be super careful today not to take crappy trades or FOMO or whatever. So, but last night I did take a trade when I got back to the desk, because it was looking so bullish last night. I don't know. Obviously, you guys, like since we closed here, right? Roughly, we basically just ripped higher. So nonstop higher. Hey Andrew, good morning. Yeah, so we pretty much ripped. So if you see, I drew this little flag here. This was around the time that I got home so late last night. Uh, this is 12:50 my time, so 3:50, almost 4 a.m. So I saw this pop here. I'll just show my chart executions here. It's not on this account. There we go. Yeah. So I went long here. I bought one contract. We kept pushing up, so I added another contract pretty much right away. So you can see I added at 70, at 764.25 and 766.75. And then I scaled out. I scaled out one contract pretty much right at the top up here, 771. And then I dragged my stop up there because I was concerned it might come back to my entry price. And I ended up stopping it out at 771.75 or 770.75. So up 224 in that quick little trade last night. Um, yeah, as you can see it here, I uploaded it into here, and here's my write up on that, my markup. Might be a little hard for you guys to see here, but yeah. So I got long right here, and sold one here, put my stop well into profit, and we got stopped out on the balance there. So nice little trade last night. So I won't be touching that account today probably because it is Friday, and like I said, I'm lacking some sleep. So we'll be patient today. Look for a nice setup. Overall, obviously, pretty hard not to be bullish after that run up yesterday, and then pretty much a steady run up. One little pullback here, and then whatever this news here, where the buyers just stepped right in and just took it way up. So pretty big move there. ES obviously looking pretty similar here. Uh, so ES is looking very similar, nice and bullish. We've got a couple fair value gaps there. Uh, Dow fell a little bit harder overnight there. That looks like right around the time I was taking my trade was in this area. So pulled back, but just kept going lower. Ended up bouncing just like everything else. And then over here on NQ, which is what we were looking at, looks very similar to ES. ES and NQ are looking very similar in their structure and everything. Obviously, NQ just moves a little bit more. So, yeah, that's what we're looking at from pre-market. So definitely lean and bearish. Probably trying to look for some longs here, unless sorry guys, unless we get some sort of break like below the previous day high. Um, I would definitely consider, that we're going to be heading back down to value area low or value area high. Plus, we got some VWAPs down there. So far, the previous day VWAP and the previous electronic VWAP hour VWAPs are down below at the value area high, which is right there. So that's kind of my take right now. We're going to be we got about 4 minutes to the bell. So patience this morning. Gonna have to wait for the brain fog to wear off here from lack of sleep. So I guess initially what we're going to be looking for is a pullback to uh, to our overnight VWAP or even our 200 EMA there. Like that, look at that 200 EMA. Like it dipped exactly perfect to the 200 EMA. So it's definitely a key level you want to consider having on your charts. If you don't, just gonna look up my Discord here. See if I missed anything. Looks like I got a spam request, like usual, from Austin Silver underscore FX. Every day, man. So we're gonna be open here any second. There we go. There's our no opening candle. Drop our VWAP on there. Mark it up with the yellow. Top of the morning to you, JP. Good morning. So just spend a minute here. Make sure I got all my VWAPs. Nice yellow VWAPs for the trade order here. The reason I picked yellow is it kind of sticks out the most. So the pound's looking pretty strong right now out of the gate. Pretty big bounce. Yeah, Dow's just ripping out of the gate here, guys. Up 100 points instantly. Where's our YM here? Look at that. So 676, 784. Damn. Very beautiful to take that out of the gate. Look at that. Just as fast as Dow goes up, it can come back down. So I'm going to be patient here, guys. Feeling a little bit of hope right now on that. Look at that. And here we are with NQ. We're pulling back. Yes, looking a little bit stronger there, guys. ES is kind of flirting with the previous high from that bounce on the so it's getting pulled up by the Dow, and NQ is looking a little bearish so far. We're currently in a little bullish fair value gap here, coming up on it, right in this little gap. I'm not going to take this trade, but I just want to frame it up and see how if we get some sort of reaction on here. Sorry, that's a bullish fair value gap, not a bearish. So, finding a bit of support. See it there. 46. to, I think it was up to at least 60 there. Finding a little bit of support. We also have another little fair value gap right down here. This, and we have an even larger one down here, which we bounced into. There we go. Yeah, so we dipped in there. We went higher. We closed this candle. We kind of touched the top of this one, and then this one touched it here. Now we also found support here. Look at that. 45 to 68. Could have got 20 points there, no problem. Where's my view up here? Let's get our view up on this one. Oh, sorry, that couldn't be here. We could put a news candle view up on this one just because it is. I usually make those ones go. Okay, well, we're going to try to be patient here. We're waiting till the range is set. So it's about 10 more minutes. Let's check out the streams here. Looking like it's running good. Now, 4 viewers on Randy's channel and none in mine. Thanks for showing up. I appreciate it. More views, better. Try to drive some people to our accounts. So we're back. We're down in that fair value gap. So what we need now is if we get a 5-minute candle to close below this one and below that one, those will be inverted. So there was an opportunity to take that inverted or that gap there. It bounced, but like I said, I'm trying to be patient here. We're going to wait for those to range. We can start framing that out right now. This kind of guy. We'll go purple. We're so bearish out of the gate on MNQ. We're probably going to be looking to find some support here somewhere. And where would that be? I'm just going to bring this over here real quick. Let's try to look back at some price. Although I think we're in all-time highs, so we're not going to have any kind of reference to so here's a 4-hour chart. So we do have a little bit of price action to the left here. Looking like, this, whatever, what is this right here? That's a previous day high, this gray. That looks like a pretty key area for me. Like we've broken it. We've kind of like come back through it here. We finally broke up above it. We held it there. Then it became resistance. Then we ripped right through it. Again, finding a little bit of support through this area. Ended up breaking lower. Look at these like wicks. So resistance here. Broke through it. Come back down. So this is a pretty key area here, I would say. We got the previous day high and the value area high also looking pretty strong because uh, it's been that's relatively close to a lot of resistance points here. So all these little candles, this candle, all these candles here, all those. So these are kind of like we'll have to see how it reacts once we get down to these levels. So 23,700 and 23,600. Pretty key areas, obviously. So if we can get a pullback down to any of those areas, I need to consider taking along at that point. Looks like I'm on the 4 hour chart there. Let's go back to the 5 minutes. So VWAP's coming up here, electronic VWAP. I'm not going to jump in here. I'm not like you might be tempted to put in a long limit order here, but there's no guarantee it's going to stop there. So I'd rather wait to see it kind of react off of that area. I mean, maybe it's going to cut through a bit into this fair value gap and then start heading higher. I just got to run to the bathroom. Okay, so it looks like we bounced a bit there. Are we going to get the continuation? We'll have to wait and see here. Dow pulled back quite a bit, opened up at 45,678, ripped up to 45,833, and then it pulled back like they're pretty quick on there, 45,778, and pulling back a little bit more lower here. Um, let's try to be patient here, guys. We're looking for longs, but with such a big move up, there's probably going to be a decent pullback here to try to you know induce a bunch of shorts, and then that's when they're going to rip it higher. So I'm going to say I feel that we're going to stay pretty bullish as long as we stay above this previous day high until we get below there. Get a bit of a bounce here. Nice little take to the New York. We're roughly halfway through the range. Is the range set yet? We still got 4 minutes on the range. Hey, good morning there, Dad. I didn't get to bed till 1:30 last night after a hockey game. We ended up playing my first game of the season, 9:15 p.m. start, West Coast. So 1 hour basically in the game, so 10:15. Basically, didn't get home because it's 1 hour drive to the arena. I play really far away, so I didn't actually get to sleep until around 1. So running a little low on sleep today. Going to be extra cautious for that reason. Maybe just be patient to see if this brain fog wears off. Those nice bullets out here, guys. Looking good for the Bulls so far. We're going to give it some more time to shake out. Let's check out the 1 minute. Yeah, York, although we do have a pretty big wick there. I mean, we kind of covered it here. So yeah, okay, that's pretty good. Yeah, we closed there. That was just a 10-point loss in 2 seconds. That candle was open for 10 seconds, not even 5 seconds. But seemed like we're getting a little bit of resistance up in this area now. Pre-market high volume breaking up. Let me know, is that any better now? So the mic sounds a little weird again. I wonder if that's if everybody's hearing that or just you. So yes, it sounds better. I just turned the volume down on something else, so I'm wondering if that's kind of causing a problem here. Just double check my microphone setting. Let's see. Yeah, it seems like the settings are all good. So I'm not sure exactly what might be causing that to be no good. All right, guys. We're getting a pullback here to the New York view up there. Let's see if we're gonna get a bounce here. Let's check out the 5-minute chart. Let's keep the comments open here. So just a quick reminder to everybody who's in the stream. Top One Futures has a really good sale on right now. If you come to their website here, you can go to your instant sim funded. They have 55% off of the 25,000 account, 50% off the 50,000 account, 50% off the 100Ks, and 50% off the 150Ks. But the good thing is that you can copy trade up to 5 accounts with these 25K and 50K accounts. So today is your last day till midnight, I think, to jump in on any of those. So in the past, you can only trade 3 at a time. There, also, 3 at a for the 50s and 25, or for all of them. Sorry. Now you can trade 5 at a time, only for the 25K and 50K though. So you can't have 500Ks or 550Ks. So just keep that in mind. So the instant sim funded are end of day drawdown. The 25K is $1,000 drawdown. The 50K is $1,000 drawdown. So yeah, um, if you don't know, obviously most of you guys have seen our channel, but we mostly trade top features because we really like Project, which is this platform here for your trades. It's got really awesome lockout features, so you can set up your bracket order. So anytime you take a position, it'll automatically throw some orders in there to make sure that you're protected. You can have your personal daily loss limit. I set mine to 900 on this account, and personal daily profit target set to 1800. And the reason it's 1800 is there's a consistency score. Since the payout target is $9,000, you got to take your 1800 times 5, and that's going to be how you get to your have a good consistency score. So if you can, uh, you know, not break 1,800. Because if you had 2,000, then you'd have to like make $10,000 in those accounts to, so the consistency score, if it's 20%, which is what they have in Top One Futures, just multiply that times 5 to come up with your max, you know, your max win is whatever that number times 5 is on a daily basis. So great deal right now. Good company. They have lots of support, and yeah, their supports are good. Their payouts are good. So I put my code there, MBT, Market Butcher Trades. You can get a discount there, and you can also feel free to use Randy's ticker, which is TRB, or Christine. That's Christine, her name. So you can get the discounts from them either. Don't feel obligated to give it to any one of us. Keep in mind that, unfortunately, I am biased because I do stand to make a little bit of money if you guys use my code. But overall, I can honestly say that like they're a good firm. They do good things, and their platform is pretty solid. So took a nice bounce there, guys, off that. So this fair value gap down here actually is still valid, but that other one that was above was converted, so it's gone. So we did sell off there all the way down back to this fair value gap, and then bounced pretty hard. So that was a beautiful entry. Too bad I was doing my little Top One Future sales speech there, because that could have been a nice entry here. Because the way that we retraced that candle was just wow. Let's go to the weather here so you can see it in a little more detail. So we sold off for second minute bounce, stayed low, then took it into the range there, and went all the way to the previous sort of relatively close to the high of the market open there. So we're kind of sitting in the middle of the range though, so I'm not going to be jumping in anything just yet here. Let's keep it on the 5. It's just a little more clean. So pretty nice wick for the bulls at this point. And another. So we got that one down there. We still just have these two bullish fair value gaps currently. Price is holding above New York, so bulls are definitely in. We're probably going to come up to the first break of the range here, which we don't like to trust typically because, as we've seen many times, the first break of the range ends up coming back, at least retesting or falling into the range at some point before heading higher. So just being patient here, guys, at the moment. Just looking if we got any more news here. Trump is expected to issue an executive order as early as Friday, establishing a designation for state-sponsored of wrongful detention. That's kind of interesting. So they're going to be. It sounds like they're going to be letting people out of jail. So we got the ES and the Dow pulling back now. Not really going in line with what MNQ is doing here. Nasdaq's pulling back now. So looking like Dow and ES are kind of leading the run here for the indices. Wonder what's going to happen when we get back to this fair value gap. We got 226 left on this candle. Hey Tim, good morning, sir. My voice is breaking up intermittently. Can anybody else in the chat confirm that that's happening for me, please? All right, we're back in that fair value gap here. We're gonna actually just go to this room here and play it. Mic check. Here we go. Mic check. Sounds pretty good when I'm close to the mic. Maybe it's when I'm looking away. I'll try to stay close to the mic here. Um, oh, I hear it. Yeah, it is chopping, isn't it? Hmm. Maybe the StreamYard setting is a little bit off. Try to keep the mic a little bit closer. Look at that, guys. Looking like we bounced off of that. Wow, yeah. The audio is horrible. Checking my settings here. Yeah, that's no good if we got the mic messing up like that. Although I don't know if it sounds any better now. It seems like on the video it sounds normal again. Sounded pretty good. So I'll just have to keep the mic close to my face here. So we're back at that fair value gap there, guys. Look at that bouncing off there again, hey? Fair value gap lined up with opening range low. The electronic VWAP is just right there now. 32 to 42. With the amount of times that it's touched it now, I'm a little tentative to take a position in that fair value gap. We got the ES rolling over a bit here. The Dow's rolling over a bit. NQ is looking a little less bearish. We've been making these sort of equal lows here, although it's a number of pretty bearish candles there. So this is a pretty bullish 15-minute candle there. So our range or our opening candle is bullish, and then some sort of hammers there. Then we got like a dragonfly doji, and now we're pulling back again. If this candle ends up closing something like that, or even a green hammer, that's looking pretty strong for the buyers, guys. So tempted to try, looking like I missed it there, but thinking about trying a long out of that fair value gap here. Like I said, I'm just getting a little worried now. We've been hitting it so many times that I just feel like it's going to break through one of these times. And there we go. We broke through. We're touching the electronic view up there, the red line. Dow finding some support on the 21 EMA. Uh, ES does have a fair value gap. Same with this one down in this area. So this is kind of the next line in the sand. Looking like we're bounced off the electronic view up there, at least 26 to 36, a good 10 points. So let's frame up an idea here. I mean, we could just shoot for a quick 10 point scalp here. Something like this idea. Might have missed it now. Let's give it a try, guys. We're going to put our stop only 10 points. We'll do a 1-to-1 risk reward here. Looking like 11 points for 11 points here. It might be a little too late now. We found this bouncing pretty good here. Let's see what the bookmap is saying here. So we got orders above at 856-ish. 825 was where we went to last time here. So if this trade, if I get tagged in here, we're looking for a pretty immediate reaction here off of that level again. Should have taken it earlier, to be honest. But let's see how this goes here. Looking like we might get a little pullback into that range right there. Okay, we're in. We're going to put our stop right or take profit right there. Let's hope we don't go lower here, guys. Just be patient here for a sec. Not getting the reaction we wanted here. Looking like I'm going to get stopped out, actually. Yeah, we're stopped out there. That's too bad. Should have taken it earlier. So, not the best start to the morning. So, probably won't take any more trades in that account. So, that means might be done a little early today, guys, because not looking to add to that loss anymore. 412 on that trade is a pretty big loss there. I thought I moved my stop 32, 11. Why did it stop me at 11? Media assets here. So I chose the wrong one. Like I was saying, I probably shouldn't be taking that short at that point. Top one futures. So that's too bad. Should have taken my own advice there and not taken that trade on that fair value gap. Could consider trying one more time here at this one. We are looking for longs here. But it looks like we're just bouncing right off the top of that range here. Bouncing pretty good here. Wicking up above that electronic support there. Electronic VWAP. So, I mean, oh yeah, this is my. Could think about doing one more trade. I do have another $500 worth of loss on this account if I were to take before I hit my maximum daily loss. Kind of throwing off my end of the week here, though. I'm up 224 in that account, down 400 in this one. So I'll try to be patient here, look for another opportunity to get in. But we are looking pretty bearish at this point. So Where's our? Let's go to the 1 minute candle and make sure that our opening range is set properly here. 39.45 here. So it's got to come down a little bit to there. So that's the bottom of the range. Pulling back down here again. But not really liking how bearish these candles are right now. So there's a good chance we're going to rip right through there. Maybe what our main support here is going to be at the 23,048s at the 200 EMA. Did get a good reaction off the top of this fair value gap from pre-market. I guess on that last trade, I didn't quite set up my stop loss properly there. I was too quick to bring it to, like, I didn't drop it break even, but I was thinking about putting it break even pretty quickly. Bouncing pretty good here above the electronic VWAP on these let's check out these 1 minute candles here. Looking pretty bullish right there. So we could think about taking a long if we take some momentum off above this New York VWAP there. But gonna try to be patient here again. Tried that fair value gap trade, didn't work out. So 1-to-1 risk to reward on that one. 400 loss, unfortunately, but is what it is. You got to try to move on, forget about that, and look for the next good opportunity here. 2 minutes. There's lots of wicks on here, guys. Although it looks like we are at least moving. Yesterday we are just stuck inside the range the entire time. Let's see if we can't get a move here, some one direction outside or not. So could go short here, thinking it's going to continue lower, but let's be patient here. But, like I said, we got that 200 EMA down below on the 5 minute. But everything seems to be pulling over at the moment, or rolling over at the moment. We're below the New York VWAP. We're below the overnight VWAP. So we're looking pretty bearish at the moment. Looking like we bounced off that again here on this on the 5 minute. Pushing through it now. So did we get a 5 minute closure below this candle yet? Or this one? No, we haven't yet. So this one could still be valid as long as this candle in 3 minutes doesn't close down here. So in that fair value gap, thinking about going long here again, guys. Could target the top of the range, stop at the bottom of the fair value gap. Probably need to enter somewhere in here. Just with how many bearish candles we've had here, it's feeling pretty hard for me to take this trade now. We only have we have 2 minutes left on this trade. Finding some buyers in there. We're right at the 800s here. Is this going to be the line in the sand? Possibly. We did break through the 800s. We got some orders at 790. Bounced off those a little bit. Some more down at 780. Next little thing of orders. not the morning start that we were looking for, down 400 on that account. So relatively, I'm only down between the two accounts, $180 basically. I'm gonna export this trade real quick here to TradeZella. Export. Let's go here, daily journal. Add this. Oh, sorry, we're going add trade, not daily journal. So this account was up at 1,300, and now we're going to be around 900 on that account. Yeah, 939, which puts us negative on the day by 188, which is pretty reasonable. Got to be super picky now. I don't want to make that loss any larger. It would be pretty easy to make up $200 in a trade, but just as easy to lose it, right? So might consider staying flat until we see something that's really, really clear to us here. Would like to see us maybe make a turn to go higher, or if we're going to continue lower, some more bearish strength here. So we got 7 viewers currently. We got 5 in my channel and 2 in Randy's. Appreciate you guys showing up. Hopefully none of you guys didn't follow that trade there earlier, because it didn't work. And worst thing is I don't want you guys to be losing money here also on these trades. It is Friday, and Fridays are a little crazy. Overall, still got to be bullish on the day with the kind of the move that we've had. We'll have to see how this wick plays out here as time goes on. Are we going to fill it with candles down to head higher first, or getting a bit of a bounce here? It's a bit of a pivot point right down there. Let's see how this candle closes here. We got 354 on this candle. Let's go down to 2 minutes, see how this is looking here. Trying to look to see if we're actually finding some support here. I think we need to break with a decent strength before heading higher, if we're going to head higher here. Might be sell-off Friday today. Another huge news today, Lafta said. Let's see. We do have some stuff coming up. Let's see. Nothing. I don't see any red folder stuff on there. I do see that Trump at 9, so which is 12 or 9. He has an ambassador ceremony, but I don't see anything about him being live or anything right now. And then 11. I think that this time is all. I'm assuming that this is all East Coast time. I'm not really sure, to be honest. Let's see, what time is it set at here? I don't want to be giving you guys bad information here. Use settings. Let's see. It's not what we want. Account settings. Let's see, where's the time? Oh, it looks like it's our time. So it looks like Trump has a meeting at noon for ambassador ceremony. So that would be something I'd be concerned about. We got a yellow folder at 1 p.m., which is, or is that at 7? Canadian PMI. Oh, it would have been out by now. So yeah, it must be correct that it's at 10, uh, 10. So which would be 1 p.m. East Coast. So not a whole ton of news. So we are bouncing here a bit, guys. Getting a couple wicks down in this area. We did sweep, below this recent low slightly. Hoping to try to find some opportunities to take a long here. Little risky down here. Dow's pulling back. ES also pulling back. Everything's pulling back at the moment. Frenzied Friday, right? So sounds like my mic is sounding pretty okay now. I just double checking again. Putting in some more bearish candles here, guys. Wondering if we're going to be just selling off most of the morning here. It's so hard to be bearish at this point because we're at all-time highs. That's why trading all-time highs is pretty hard. So we're at that. Nathan just hit TP. Nice. So you must have been short there at some point. That's awesome. Right down at the 200 EMA. Hoping we're going to get some sort of a bounce in this area. If not, previous day high is going to be our next potential bounce area. 25 to 50. So we do have 20 points ish below us here that we could consider trying to take. Let's do like a 8-point stop. Find a bit of support here at the 200 EMA. Being a little hesitant here, not really sure if we're going to be, this could be like a higher low if we end up not going any lower than this. But yeah, the shorts are looking like the way to go this morning. Hey guys, fell from 881 down to below 800 now, 735s. So a good 100+ points. That's, I guess, the negative thing. I was feeling so bullish about this that I should have been actually thinking bearish. But it was looking bullish through this area. Like we had a good take. We have these 1, 2, 3 huge wicks. We wicked down and closed above this fair value gap, which this is obviously gone now. This one is also gone now. So no fair value gaps. We probably have some bearish ones now. Sort of like, what do we got here? Maybe we need to consider these shorts today. 764 to 787. 64 to 87. So this one will be an orange one because it's bearish. So we got to that wick low there. Got to the low of the wick. ES going to the near NFP, which is NFP, near time point of control. Look at that, guys. Hey, should have taken that short. Hindsight's 2020, but we're just heading lower here, big time. It figures, this just telling everybody bullish, right? Then we have this big buy up, take it higher right before we're heading lower. So non, and there we go. Previous day. Oh, NFP was a news event. Gotcha. So are we gonna get support here? Should have been taken along here actually. But is this gonna be the bottom? Who knows, right? At this point. So we would have been stopped out if we took that too early. It might reverse at Asia lows, yes. So Asia lows is basically right there, which is basically where it bounced. But pretty volatile here. So thinking about getting in here, guys. Yeah, let's get in here. Shoot for 255 if we can get up there. Gonna drag our stop in to break even, hopefully here. We can get up. Need a little more bounce here. Dropping this now. Let's hit that TP there, guys. Gonna actually give it a little more space. There we go. Nice. Only down 120 on the day now. Didn't quite take the trade I wanted to, but that's all right. So recovered 295 from that initial loss. After that beautiful strong bounce there, let's just export that into our TradeZella. So unfortunately, that's my number 2 trade on this account. So I probably won't be taking any more trades on that account. That's for sure. Minimized our losses there. Yeah, I probably could have held for longer. But small wins. Gonna try to recover that loss. But yeah, probably could have held longer. July 30th. Let's add this back in here. So we got that guy back up over $1,000. So 1231 now. Let's see my chart executions here. 731. Well, we didn't go there very much higher there, Nathan, so far. I mean, we might still continue higher, but looking like I got pretty close to the top there on this candle anyways. 716. Although we have relatively been staying above my entry price there. But I don't know, a win's a win, locked it in. But thanks for making that call out about the Asian lows. Helped me look back and get a little more confidence that this is going to bounce at this point. Look at that big wick, though. Hey, like anyone who is holding that still is kind of hurting right now. Looking like we're going to head lower. So I'm actually going to lock out my one that's in profit here. So I'm not even tempted to take a trade on that one. Do I want to lock this one out? Yeah, I think I'm going to lock this account out too, guys, there. We'll just end the day on this account down 120. I do have some Lucid test accounts here. So I've been having a pretty decent stretch on these guys. So, I don't really want to risk all 3 today. It is Friday. So let's, I'm going to uncopy trade these guys, save changes. And then because I do have one account, the third account there, that is, it's a little bit, has a little lower value in it. So I could try to get, a small win on that account to sort of try to catch it up to the other copy traders without risking, too much of those profits that I've made there. Obviously, we're looking pretty bearish, so I'll be looking for some sort of bearish entry here. Looks like I don't have my EMAs set up on here either, so might be a good idea for me to just add that right now. So EMAs. Let's add 3 of those. This guy we will set inputs 9. Okay, that's fine. Let's go with the color. Sorry. The color of the 9 I think I usually have is white-ish. Yeah. So style, make this white. Okay. This will be our 21 EMA. And then this one, I think I ran green. Okay. And then this guy's going to be our 200. And we're going to put this guy I usually have kind of a grayish color. So 200 EMA is way up there for some reason. The 9 and the, okay, let's see. Is that looking right? Yes. It's above previous day high. Okay, so it's all working good. I'm just going to double check my stats on this, on these EMAs that I made earlier to make sure that it's, that I have the settings correct. Input 200, length 200, offset 0. Input 200, length 200, offset 0. Okay. So that's good. So we're looking like we're down here at these this one here should actually be blue. I haven't updated this chart yet, so that should be blue. This should be light blue. And then that's pink. So that one's right. Right. Okay, so this one should be, let's go to the 15-minute, easier to make sense of this. Look at all my chart executions there. Turn that off. So we got this one and this one. So anything back here we don't want because it's too far away. So this is our electronic VWAP from there. That's no good either. Let's get rid of this. So that should be light blue. This should be dark blue. We need a yellow one for today's opening bell. There's our 630. Let's make sure that this guy is yellow. So look at that, hey? We bounced off of the monthly point of control on NQ there. I don't have that over here. Oh, it's because I'm on that chart. Damn, I was on the wrong chart. I could have seen this. If I would have seen this earlier and seen this rejection off of here, rejecting multiple times, definitely would have gave me the indication to jump in there. So it's one of the negatives of having so many charts active is like you always have to update more charts, which EMA volume EMA. Okay, looking good. So we could add our electronic view up here. We don't have that yet. It's right there, 1500. That one goes red. And I will put this one here. Is this 1500 right in this area? 1500 here. Nice. Okay. Add it here. And this one should be pink color. And then let's just quickly set up our levels here. So previous day high, 699. $6.99, 593, 586 for the value areas. 593, 596. There we go. Previous day low, it's going to be way down there. Point of control is 504. And other point of control, 539. Value area low, 461, 459. $410. Okay, guys. So one win, one loss on stream. The loss was a little bit bigger. I guess I made a mistake actually when I took the trade. I should have moved my stop to the bottom of the framed up trade that I was going to do. So I ended up actually losing an extra, I don't know, 10 points on that trade that I wasn't really planning to take. So my bad there. Because my oh, nice. Yeah, I've never really tried a bar chart before. Is that the one with like the little side tabs? Let's see here. I think it's right here, right? Bars. Yeah, okay. They have these little like in and out kind of ideas. So in there, out there, in there, out there. Look at that doji. Look at that perfect doji on the monthly point of control before we head lower. Like this is just such a telltale sign right there. Total indecision candle. We barely broke up above the point of control. Wishing I saw that earlier. For some reason, it wasn't on my chart. That's kind of sucks. I don't think I even had it on here, did I? Or did I? Yeah, I didn't have it on here either. Oh, that's too bad. Yeah, bar chart's pretty interesting looking, for sure. Finding some support in this area here. I wonder what's going to happen if we're gonna bounce from this area or not, because we do have this kind of like we started ripping away here at the end of the day, so this is sort of some decent support. Let's go back to the 4 hour here and zoom back from there. So yeah, like we were talking about in pre-market, if you guys were here, The 600s here is kind of like I was saying that 700s, if we're going to be support, will be pretty nice, but it looking like we ripped right through there. So now we're looking at the 600s for potential support here. Finding some support on the previous day's VWAP and the previous day's electronic VWAP. Let's go back to the 5 here. How's that looking? Finding some 5-minute support here on this guy. If we can reclaim previous day high, start heading higher, could be a good idea for a long up there. So right at 600, let's see what we got for orders down at 600. We have a huge block of orders down at 600. So, 600 is potentially our target right now. Getting pretty extended here, though, guys. We've already dropped from 881 to 647. So 180, over 200 point drop there. I got to remember about this guy here. 228 point drop. So this could be the line in the sand potentially where the buyers decide to step in, open and close on the bar. Yeah, I do like that. I haven't really played around with it. Maybe I should start watching some charts in the bar mode and see if I've never really given it a chance. I've seen guys use it in the past, but never really thought about giving it a try. It is pretty interesting though. Hey, it looks a little more, more relaxing. Like you're saying, it's a little less stressful. You kind of just see, okay, well, and came in there, popped up a bit, ended up coming down, ended there, right? Might pull back to the Fibonacci 50% if bottomed. Yeah, so I usually don't really use a Fibonacci, but let's see, because I think what you do, tell me if I'm wrong here, is you put it at the top, you take it to the bottom, and then there's your 50% point on that. So 23,760. Let's leave a quick little draw a horizontal line here. Let's give it a style of a dash or a dotted line, and we'll make it green since it's matching the color on the Fibonacci. Yeah, that's how you do it. Okay, cool. So we'll mark out that 50% there. Bar charts, hey? Interesting looking. It's definitely saying stay bearish though, hey, with this bar charts. I mean, I think it's been all red candles too, but yeah. Try to be patient here, guys. Let's see if we can find some support here. Like I want to see some confirmation. Like if we start moving higher here, could think about just jumping in on a long at the value area high here. What is the number here? 96. So 600. We got orders, 139 orders at 600. 139. Lots around it too, but I just want to zoom in here to see if it's algos. So we do have a bit of an algo sitting there. As you can see, that little white line in there. So that means that a portion of this, I think, I'm not 100% sure on this, but I was thinking that the part that fills it up to the white line is an all algorithm. So all three of these have a little bit more algo orders than they do real orders. You can mark the 50% with the horizontal line and take the fib off. Okay, perfect. Yeah, that's exactly what I did there. So Let's actually label that fib 50, and we'll add a template. We'll save as fib 50. Yeah, there's no, it's not saying that, I'm not saying that this is a bottom, guys, yet. We'll definitely wait for some sort of confirmation. Like if we can reclaim with some momentum up to the previous day high, then I might think about taking sort of like taking a long in that area, like sort of like this. If we could try to ride it somewhat back to, well, there's a 200 EMA, so we could even be, careful about that. I don't even think I can take that trade with this. We might have to look at ES, because the stop will be, I think my stop is going to be, oh, we got 500 risk to 250 there. So I'm actually going to switch this to 400. And let's put this, oh, sorry, that was right, 500 here. Let's do 300. So actually do 350, and we'll do 700. So our stop would be 350 basically on the order. Where are we going here? There we go. Back here. Did the ASFX stream end already? It looks like it, hey guys? Yeah, looking like we ended the stream there. I thought they were doing a giveaway, but I didn't see maybe I wasn't paying attention. Did they do a race? I don't think they did I thought he was doing a duck race to give away some free accounts. There we go. Let's get this live here. So yeah, so we are pulling a little bit lower, getting close to that value area high now. Maybe this guy's going to be our line in the sand. Let's double check this Fibonacci here. Let's just do that. We'll lower this guy right to there. Now that you got me onto Fibonacci's a bit. Any more key levels that we can know, the better. I was using pivot points also on. Let me take a look over here on the pivot points. So looking like we're actually coming right to a pivot point right at the value area high here. So let's see what happens here. I never saw what happened with Randy's trade there. If he ended up closing that guy out, or what's the deal? Like it's looking pretty good. Like he's probably still in that trade if he isn't already out. So okay, Randy was trailing there. I found it in the stream there. So he definitely got green on that trade. I wonder how many accounts. It looks like he's trading his top 1 futures, so that's probably only he's got five accounts he's copy trading there. It looks like it's going to go lower still for them. That's on the ES though. So we're down at the point of control. So 80% setup worked on ES. Finding a bit of support here on NQ now. Oh, look at that bounce, guys. That's a pretty nice bounce right there. 96 to 14. 1 minute left on this candle. Let's see where this candle closes. But we are kind of at that pivot point, and if we end up closing with this nice little wick and then start looking bullish on the next candle, might be willing to take a stab at a long there. $44 seconds left. I'm gonna grab a coffee real quick. Sorry, guys. So I can't remember which I saw it on. It was either YouTube or Instagram or something, but I saw that you're not supposed to drink coffee for the first hour after you wake up. So that's why I haven't had my first coffee yet. We're now 7:45, so we're more than an hour in. Something to do with some hormones or something that get released, and that if you take that, if you drink your coffee too early, it kind of like messes up that the release of those hormones. So okay, so we're breaking through a little bit here. This is just a super bearish day. Hey guys, like Dow ripped up from 676 to 830, so almost 200 points, and then it turned around and it went all like just been ripping down from 760 as at the turn point, now down to 336. So like 400 points on the Dow could have like captured today. I mean, obviously, look at that NQ also. Surprising that I actually got a winner with a long trade there. But hey, Jose, morning. How you doing? Did you anybody in the chat get into any trades? How you looking? Are you guys green or red or flat on the day? Obviously, if you took shorts, I'm sure you're green. Chart executions here. Of course, I tried to take a long right at the point where it tipped over, right? This guy right there ended up taking a long here. That one worked out. So these two accounts I locked out, so I won't be trading those anymore. So we're at least positive between these two accounts on the day. Looking at my single, I uncopy traded my single accounts here, thinking about taking one more trade if something shows up here. I mean, I could have just got short anywhere in this time and just waited 10 minutes and we would have been well in the money, but that's just hindsight talking, right? Because all these levels could have been the area where they find support and turn it around and rip it. So, but yeah, I'm pretty sad that I missed this monthly point of control. It wasn't on my chart over here. I'm going to mark it up right now, 23,881. That's from last month. So draw a horizontal line, template, monthly point of control. Do I have it saved in here? No, doesn't look like it. So let's go with an orange color. And the text is monthly POC. POC. Okay, boom, that's in there. The ES monthly POC is actually well below. Again, I'm not seeing it on here because I'm not on my MNQ chart or MES chart. Change real quick, find out where that level is. Monthly POC is down at 6409.75. $64.0975, way down here. I'm gonna save this as a template actually. Template, save as monthly POC. Save, do this guy. Boom. All right, we're set up there with the PLCs on the chart. One sec here, guys. You thirsty? You want some water? Sorry about that. My little French bulldog I could hear him moving around over there and stuff. So I had to. Anytime I hear him like licking his lips, he's thirsty. So I got to get him the water. Most of you guys may not know, but I have a 9.5-year-old French bulldog. He's more than 9.5 now, and unfortunately, he's got a degenerative disc disease in his spinal cord. So he's suffered through 2 surgeries. After his first surgery, he was able to walk, but we had to put like shoes on his feet because they're really sensitive on his hind feet. And then unfortunately, 9 months later, he slipped a disc in his neck and he needed a second surgery. So the second surgery put a little more pressure on his spinal cord. And then since then, he hasn't been able to walk. So his back legs are basically lame. And then now for a little bit over a year, he's been battling pneumonia. So he's got some sort of like abscess in his lungs from pneumonia that isn't going away. So it seems like he's going to be on antibiotics basically for the rest of his life. So, but he's a happy guy. I love him. Wouldn't trade him for anything. So, but yeah, that's what I was doing. Just going to give him a little attention. You try to get your coffee in 1 hour before I wake up. Nice. Yeah. That's a good way to wake up. Just get up so you can down a coffee. And then by the time you wake up, it's coursing through your veins, right? So just wanted to check in too, is my mic still relatively clear? It's a question. I'm going to check the live stream. Yeah, seems like it's working all right now. Whatever I did there to adjust it, seems like it. So finding some support here at the value area high. Looking at the 5-minute, let's take a look at the 1 and the 2 here real quick. So broke down below, buyer stepped in right at the bottom of that candle, pushed us back up over the value area high. This is looking pretty good here for a long, guys. Let me just see here. That's a 50-point stop though, hey? If you want it to be below the lows. We couldn't do that, obviously. we would just be just slightly below value area high. That's still 18 points. I don't even think I can do that with my current. So we're just looking for a momentum trade here, basically. If we do take this, yeah, bouncing pretty good there. What's our five? How much longer on the 5 minutes? So we got 1 minute on this 5-minute candle. Starting to get a little pullback on this 2 minute, on this 1 minute here. Let's wait for this 5 minute to close. Let's see if we can't get a fair value gap in this area that we can use as a confluence of entry position, which I think it would be forming it basically right up in this area if we do close in the next 30 seconds up here where we are. Could have taken along there though, hey guys. Like even from that point, we're almost would have been 10 plus points there. Beautiful bounce there, actually. Look at that, hey? A little too slow on this one. That's what happens when you're trying to wait for some confirmation. Okay, so we did form a fair value gap there from 609 to 627. 609 to 627. Oops, there we go. Trying to pull back here a bit. So thinking about taking a stab at this, guys. We're in that fair value gap. It is looking like it's pulling back pretty hard here, though. Okay, well, good thing we didn't jump in just yet. It's pulling back even more here. Okay, so that one looking like it might fail. It's not over until it's over, right? Like I said, we need a 5-minute closure to invalidate this. So this could actually go down anywhere down here as long as it wicks back up and ends up closing, inside or above, then that fair value gap will still be valid. So let's see what happens here. Bouncing pretty good there off the value area high again. Thinking about taking an entry here back in this fair value gap, but I'm going to let this shake out a bit more here. The last candle was the one to enter on. Look at that beautiful 5-minute candle, like 89 to 33. So 40-point candle right there, not including the wick. Dipping down some more here, guys. Where are the buyers? Where are the buyers? Watching the tape a bit here to see if we can get a bunch of buyers coming in. Buyers are stepping in here just below the value area low or value area high. This looks like about a 50-50 tape right now. Let's turn this off here real quick just so you guys can see the order flow there on the tape. What we'd like to see is this to be all green for multiple extended length of time, or like majority of green. That would be showing that the buyers are stepping in. Good thing we didn't take along in that area though. There was no bearish fair value gaps, but we could still find support again here down at the bottom of these wicks. Or we're going to POC, right? 80% setup. If we break these lows, I was going to say we should probably get in short here. Should have probably got in short there, guys. Just not really what I was looking for at the moment. So I feel like it would be a little rushed and a little FOMO to jump in on that. That candle's pretty huge. So I'm just going to get rid of this fair value gap. We got 40 seconds left. We'll see if we, for some reason, we start bouncing here. Big green on the tape there for a second down at the 48s. Lots of green showing up on the tape there. 17 seconds coming down to the point of control here. That's a previous day's point of control. Looking like we got 4 viewers right now. 3 in my channel, 1 in Randy's. I'm assuming that might be my dad and somebody else. My mom maybe watching live. Actually, my mom's probably not up yet. Oh, it's 8 a.m., so maybe she is. Thinking about taking along here, guys, on this momentum. If we're bouncing up here, let's see what happens at this wick low, though. You got to make sure we at least break through that wick, this wick right here, before we think about jumping in for some continuation there. And looking like that was the right decision to hold off for now. Sometimes I'll just put the execution or the plan there and just see if it would have played out or not. So could enter here long. Would it stop us out? Let's see. Still getting some buyer support in there. We're just overall so bearish that almost hit the low of that there. There we go. We would have been stopped out, so that's not a good idea. So we're heading lower here, looking like it's like an all-day sell-off or what. So let's get rid of this guy. Definitely invalidated. So ES is sitting at a value area low right now. Dow also value area low. Let's see what we got on anything on financial juice coming up. Any new fear and greed, showing greed right now. Okay, so we broke that point of control. We're heading down to the electronic point of control there. Previous day electronic point of control. Might end up calling it pretty soon here, guys. Locked out my other accounts. Don't think I want to end the week too red here. I think I ended up recovering to at least green on the day today, so I'm not really looking to go red on the week. Be nice to keep my calendar green for the first week of September. So 157 on Monday, 476 Tuesday, 607 Wednesday, break even Thursday, $16, and then another 100 up on Friday. So we're up 3,000 roughly across all of the accounts that I have, which is 5 total accounts active right now. So I'm copy trading the 3 Lucid 50K accounts, which are test accounts. And then I got my 2 funded accounts. So one's up 224, the other one's down 120. So yeah, like I'm saying, I don't really want to turn this into a red day, but I'll stick around for another 15 minutes or so. Let's see how this plays out. I always say that, and then I end up staying for another 30 minutes to an hour. So you never know. So we got 4 viewers in our channel now. That's pretty nice. Nobody in Randy's. Looking like most people are moving on with their day, I guess. Getting a bit of a bounce here on this new 5-minute candle. So again, if we can take this wick back here and we start with some momentum heading higher, I might think about just taking a long for a quick scalp, sort of back to the value area high area. I'm only looking for 10-ish points. So if we can get a little bit more, that's great. But looking like we're still rolling over. It might play around down here for a bit before it actually does turn up to go higher. So patience. So we are getting that bounce a bit again here. Don't want to miss this opportunity if it does happen. Bit of an indecision area here we're at right now. So we're kind of matching that same wick rejection on this other candle here. I was on the wrong account there, actually. Good thing I looked. So are we going to take this wick here? Let's think about, we can think about entering here. My finger on the hotkey. So looking to reclaim the 64, 65 area. We'll try to take it to value area high. Something like this. So just try to be patient here, guys. This could be the area that we bounce. It's been such a bullish last few days. I just, there's going to be some buyers still around somewhere, whether or not it's continued move or not. This could also just be some like shorts covering because they're finding that we're getting a lot of resistance down here. But yeah, that last bottom wick there, it seems like it's definitely a resistance right now. So we're down to 3 viewers right now. Who do we got in the chat still? Is Lafta or Nathan still around? And then maybe my dad. Dad's giving me some support. You know what, guys? I just realized I didn't play any music today. What's going on here? What is going on? No wonder I'm a little off this morning.
Artlist.io.
That feels better. So we're gonna hopefully find a winning trade now.
Music licensing reimagined.
So pulling back further, hey guys? So 80% rule played out today. Yeah, man. Jeez. I really wish I saw that point of control up there. Would have been definitely a key factor to enter short. Could have rode this down, all the way from the top. Like it totally respected that. Like, look at that. Broke above it, held above it for a couple candles, broke below it, rejected off it, went back up to it, rejected, and then went lower. Like, you can't get any more clear signals than that at that point, right? So it's too bad I didn't have that on the chart here or my other charts. I just changed my my trading view charts to show the ES and the NQ rather than the MES and the MNQ. So that's why I didn't have it on any of my charts. That's too bad. Hindsight anyways, right?
Artlist.io.
So found some support there at the electronic point of control. We can still think about this long trade if it does play out. Like we said, we need to get some momentum up here to the top of that, break that previous low candle wick there, and then we can probably end up seeing a move towards value area high. I did say that we're probably going to wrap up the stream at 8:15, but if this is looking like we might get a trade here, I might just stay on for a little bit longer.
Artlist.io.
Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that like button, please. Much appreciated if you can. Make sure you tap that like button gently. Don't break it. So bouncing again, we're just playing back and forth game in between the point of controls there. Previous day electronic point of control and previous day regular trading hours point of control. Get these hotkeys ready in case we get a nice strong bounce here. Looking pretty bullish here. Are we going to break this wick?
Artlist.io.
Sort of rejecting there. Are we going to break that? It's finding some resistance right in that area. No. Rejecting a bit.
Music licensing reimagined.
Pushing back up here. Looking for my entry. Lots of resistance at that level. Just took it a bit there. Let's see, give it a sec here. Thinking about it. Yep, let's go in. Entered long there. Hopefully don't pull back here.
Music licensing reimagined.
If we get up into any decent profit here, I'm going to put my stop in to break even. Let's at least get our stop to the right spot first again. Come on, boys, let's keep going. Keep pushing this momentum up here. We've got 5 seconds left on this candle. Are we going to continue? Let's go, buyers. In a little bit of a move there.
Artlist.io.
Up 200. I'm going to drop my stop there, up 160 minimum. Let's hope we can get some continuation here. Hit that take profit up there at $400. Moving my stop up here, 200 now.
Artlist.io.
230. There we go. We're out. Beautiful. 401 on that trade. Nice. I should have kept the copy trade connected. Hey guys. So that was a beautiful trade. Glad we were patient for it. Had these wicks here, causing resistance. Broke down below.
Reimagined.
Came up, caused some resistance here. Went a little bit lower because anybody that did think about, take it along at this POC, rejected down to this POC, bounced back up, headed higher here. So happy with that. This account is now the highest account in my 3 accounts. So I was only supposed to get 200 back on this one, but that was a nice $400 trade. Pretty happy about that. Wishing I didn't disconnect the copy trade now though. All good, because that would have been a $1,200 trade if I kept it copy trading. I'm gonna hook it back up. We're probably gonna lock it out there, guys. Happy with the end of the day, but I'm gonna reset this up so that we got this all ready for Monday, and I don't make that mistake on Monday, not accidentally having it hooked up. But yeah, that was a really nice trade. Like, we showed patience there. We had a plan. We waited for the action to happen. If you're watching there, once we did get to that bottom of that wick, we kind of like jumped a little bit and then fell back a little bit. I have a hotkey ready to enter an order. I only took one NQ, which is basically 10 MNQs, and then moved up our take profit a little bit more and trailed tightly just so we don't give too much back if it goes against us. And yeah, beautiful trade though. So these accounts now, let's take a look. Let's go back to this Lucid dashboard here. So 925, 899, and 733. That doesn't make sense. What's going on here?
Artlist.io.
I don't think it's updated onto the dashboard yet, to be honest. Yeah, it hasn't updated to here. So let's just move this around and see if we can't get it to reactivate, because that one shows 735. Oh, there we go. Yeah, so it updated there. So now that's the one that's the highest amount, 1135. We got 925 in that one, 899 in that one. So these guys are test accounts. They don't have, I'm pretty sure they don't have an activation fee if you pass this. So I think I paid roughly $89 for each of these. And then if I can get them to live accounts, you know, that if they're live or, you know, straight or funded accounts, not live, sorry. If they're funded accounts, they're probably roughly worth 500 each Canadian. So it's worth going through this test, slowly chipping away. We got all three roughly 1/3 of the way to the profit target. The profit target is 3,000. Kind of sad though now that I didn't keep those copy traded. would have been a real nice nice trade to have it keep it copy traded. But that being said, guys, I think we're gonna wrap it up there. We got 8:20. I do need to get a little. I'm thinking about going back to sleep for a little bit here because I only got from 1 a.m. till 5:45. So 1:30 to 5:45, 4 hours, a little over 4 hours sleep. So feeling pretty tired, but just made the just made the day a little bit better there. I'm just gonna hook up my stream schedule here for a minute, and I'll put up our discount code here for Top 1 Futures. I'm gonna follow up with Lucid and see if I can't get some sort of affiliate agreement with them also. That way you guys can get some discounts on the Lucid. Wouldn't mind getting some free accounts. Maybe I can do some giveaways. That'd be pretty sweet. But yeah, overall, let's export this trade here to TradeZella. It's gonna make our week look really good. After gonna put our week up to like 600 on today. So we're gonna go add trade, bring our downloaded trade in here. So that was a test count number 3, Lucid 7. It was 733 before. We're gonna add our trade documents there. So it should be 1100 now. Yeah, 1135. Man, these Lucid accounts I'm doing pretty solid in so far. If you take a look at these, let's look at these. This is the one. Actually, it's good because I caught them all up, so now they're all even trading days. But we can go in here, we can look at the details, and we can see the month so far. So all green up on here. So 300, 160, 236, now 401 across. All 4 accounts have 4 green days. So let's go back to here. I'll show you guys one of the other ones because I didn't trade one of them on the first day. So it's a few of the details here. So you can see we didn't trade these on Friday now, but 263, 263, 163, and 236 on those accounts. So looking pretty solid across the board on those guys. And this could be our bottom, guys. This could be our bottom. I would be a little concerned though. Keep an eye out, you know, if we are going to make our next lower high. Could be somewhere in this area. We just bounce up, end up finding some resistance, and then continue lower. We do have a pretty solid bottom area down here. And then, you know, look at our previous day low. Well, that's not our previous day low. That's that is from September 2nd. So that would have been Wednesday, right? Yeah, that would be Wednesday. We do have a naked point of control down here. Let me just go back. I should probably have that on all my charts here now that I'm thinking about it. So naked point of control is 64.16 on ES. So let's mark that up right here. And I didn't do any chart markups on this guy, so let's go back to top one here. Check out our ES here. I think, yeah, I did it all there. So let's put in our point of control and our naked point of control, monthly point of control, naked point of control on here. So we got 6409.75 for our monthly PLC. It's going to be a key level at some point. Draw a horizontal line. Let's find. Did I make a? Let's just make it NPLC for now, and then we'll change this monthly PLC. We'll save it as a template.
Music licensing
Monthly PLC. Save that. Okay. And then the naked point of control is 6414.25. Pretty close to it right there. 50 is okay. Let's do that. So we're going to go here. NPLC right there. Okay. Boom. We got those in. Let me go over to NQ now, just so I don't forget to do this later. NQ. So our NQ PLC, monthly PLC is well above. We marked that one earlier, right? No, we don't even have that on here yet either. So monthly PLC is 898.25. Right there. Draw a horizontal line. Template, monthly PLC. Okay. And then let's do that naked point of control down below. Gonna have to get to MNQ because it's on there. Naked point of control is 214.75.
Artlist.io.
214.75. Draw a horizontal line. Label this guy naked point of control NPLC. There we go. We got those key levels, important key levels in there.
Music licensing reimagined.
I haven't been trading any ES over here. That's why there's nothing marked up on this chart. But let's go back to our NQ. So we got the monthly PLC. We didn't put our naked point of control on here yet, so let's do that right now. What was it? 214.75. 214.75. There we go. 214.25, close enough. Let's go here. We don't have NPLC on here yet, so let's do EPLC, and then we'll just change this to an N. And we will save as
Artlist.io.
And we'll save it as an NPLC. Save. Actually, we need to change this to gold. Okay. Template. Save as NPLC.
Music licensing reimagined.
Save. Yes. Okay. There we go. Look at that nice bounce there, guys. Still continuing a bit higher here. Bit of a V, forming a bit of a V. Usually we want to see a little stronger V for to like have huge continuation. So this might be just popping up a bit before we roll over to head lower. The key area might be this 652 psychological level at 650, and it's also lining up with the 21 EMA. 650. We don't have much for orders up there. We do have some 33 orders, so that could be a turning point. Maybe 37 could be a turning point. A lot of these orders up here might be sellers just trying to sell their long position. Oh, excuse me, lack of sleep is catching up on me. Want to go back and look at our dashboard here. Just happy with how this week has been. Super green. Had a bit of a losing day. Considering this day has a max loss on one of my accounts. So yeah, we got a max loss on one account. So we lost 900 on one, but then recovered it across all of our other accounts. two small trades, both winners on this guy. But yeah, these win rates are pretty low on these 2 days here. Still ended up closing up 600 and up, slightly green on this one. Still bouncing here, guys. Could have hindsight, right? Hindsight could have held that. Let's look at my chart entries here. Show chart entries here. What was our entry price? Was 570. 570. Wouldn't even have touched our entry price after this candle closed, which, as you know, we had already gone up. We started closed up there. We ended up stopping, closing there. Came a little bit lower. Wouldn't even have touched our entry price. Oh, that's too bad. Could have stayed in that for longer. And recently I've been trading 2 contracts, 2 NQs. So I could have, hindsight obviously, could have went in with 2, sold 1 there, left the other one break even. We would be sitting in that right now. We would probably hit, our max daily win limit there. So, oh, that's our loss limit, sorry. Don't we have a daily limit set up on this? I think we do, don't we? Huh, we don't have it set up over here. Oh, because this was, I only did it on this account. So, did I lock that account out? This one? Oh, it's because it's a follower account. It's you can't set it up after that. So yeah, but we would have had 1100 as our personal daily profit target. Probably definitely would have hit that if we would have stayed in that trade. But hindsight's 2020. Happy with the trade. 400 is beautiful. So we ended up sticking around a little longer like I was planning to, but let's wrap it up here. It is 8:30, 11:30 on the West Coast or the East Coast. Appreciate you guys for showing up. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and the like button. Much appreciate that. Help me get seen by more viewers. We got 3 likes today, not bad. Looks like 36 subscribers. Is that more? I think we're still sitting at the same amount of subscribers. But I will be back. Next stream is Sunday, 6 p.m. Eastern time. So we'll see you on the weekend, the Sunday weekend. Remember, today's the last day for you to get in on the Top 1 Futures accounts. If you're going to buy any please use my account. You get your discount 50 or 55% off depending on which account you get. Market Butcher Trades, or MBT for the markup. But is there a book that you can study on futures trading? There are a bunch of really good books on psychology for futures trading, but the best probably is, let's see if you can I think that there's a free course you can get here at what's called ASFX TV. So if you would log on to, it's all video format. Let me see here. I think because I'm already logged in. Let's see what this says here.
Artlist.io.
So if I'm pretty sure they have this Futures 101 course. This is the link for it. If you are on a phone or on a PC or a computer, you can go to this link, and it's called ASFX TV. They're the guys who I've kind of like been learning from since I started doing futures. In the past, I did trade stocks, and I've traded options on stocks. And then recently, when I saw Randy getting into futures, then I was like getting interested. So I joined the ASFX TV here. This is it right here. That was a live stream from today, but you can go into, this is Futures 101. So if we just go back here, we'll go right back to the opening page here on the top, Futures 101. And I'm pretty sure that this is a free course for anybody. You might have to sign up to be able to log in, to be able to see it, but you won't have to, I don't think you have to pay anything. But there's 13 courses, and this is really a great introduction. It breaks it down to like pretty basic terms, assets to trade, reading risk in futures, reading the news, Forex versus futures and the pros and cons there, journaling your trades, which is very important. As you can see, like that's what I'm always doing when I'm marking up my trades and putting it into my TradeZella journal. How to set up TradingView, because so TradingView is this platform that I use over here. And it's just basically my stock sort of like analysis charting product. So this is kind of like the best charting product out there. So you can plan your levels and everything. Because sometimes when you're trading on these prop firm places, right? Let's get this out of the way here. We'll put this back since you saw that. So like, for example, every time I go to a different time frame on like Project X, which is this platform here. So let's just go to the 30-minute, right? And then we just scroll back. Let's just make sure this is all updated. 30-minute, it'll look back far enough that it automatically will update it relatively good. But if you go down to like the 1 minute, you'll see I got these VWAPs here. They're kind of like in a weird position. If you just watch as I scroll back, they're going to start moving. They're going to,
reimagined.
Once I get to the next price action, you're going to see the lines are kind of like moving there. They're moving a bit more down, a bit more. So as you scroll back, it's getting more data. So that's kind of one of the negative things. See how it keeps moving. Look at that. Now it came down way down there. So TradingView is more accurate on this part. So you don't have to I always have to scroll all the way back to 2 days before, because that's where I usually run my volume weighted average prices from. So once you get back to where you anchored your VWAPs and stuff, then you can go back and then they should all be accurate. So
licensing reimagined.
all our VWAPs are like that, and then I'll open up the TradingView chart, so it's easier for you to see here, and we'll just kind of like match them up here, and you can kind of see that they're all looking relatively the same, right? So looks like I didn't change these colors on the ES or on the TradingView. This guy should be a blue. That one looks like I changed it to light blue already. Get rid of that. This red one is also from previous day. What are we on right now? Oh, we're on the MNQ. That's why I should be on the NQ. These are all, I set these ones up today. So yeah, so as you can see there, now it's like everything's kind of lining up, right? We see our red VWAP. We see this one should be looks like it should be a pink one. And TradingView is also free. If you wanted to get that, you can get a free version, so you can start looking at this chart for free. You have minimal a lot less things you can do with it. But
Artlist
where's that Fibonacci that I drew in there? It's looking like we're heading back to that Fibonacci level. Bouncing pretty nice here. So we got the fib on this chart here.
Music licensing reimagined.
Let's see here. The Fibonacci isn't exactly right, so let's try this again because we didn't have the same low. Oh yeah, we did. Pretty close anyways. Or one deviation off anyways. So looking like our let's change this so we can see this to text to the bottom. So our previous day high is basically lining up with our Fibonacci for the day. Pretty interesting. So what is the name? There is some names. There is some futures trading books, but I think you're better to like kind of just start going down the rabbit hole on YouTube to learn more. Just you know, search. Just start looking like basic futures strategies or whatnot. I mean, I would definitely recommend the strategy that we've been using, which is one is using our VWAPs. So you'd have to get familiarized with the chart here. You got your anchored VWAP, which is this little guy here. You can click that. You can place it anywhere on here, and it'll draw a new VWAP, right? So what we do is at the opening bell at 6:30 a.m., we'll end up dropping a VWAP there, looking, and then that's this yellow line here. It was actually right there at the New York Open. So we usually run the New York Open, and then I usually keep the previous day's New York Open, and I usually use one day before that also, just so we have more levels. As you can see, this light blue one would have been Wednesday, I guess. The blue one's from Thursday, and this yellow one's from Friday's opening bell. And then the only other ones that I keep is the electronic hours. So like after we close down for 1 hour from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. at in our local time there, Vancouver time. So then I add this like red VWAP, which is our electronic trading hours VWAP. So that can be a pretty key level. As you can see here, overnight it bounced off it, found support here. This news candle came down and wicked up, so finding support also there. Until we broke down below it with some momentum here, that's when this downfall started, right? So just little indications like that. So you know, I run the 9 and the 21 EMA. EMA stands for exponential moving average. So basically sort of like a moving average that's related to price action over time, right? And then what that does is it gives you a view on how it's doing, right? So if you can see here, they're really close together right here. So this white line is a 9 EMA. Let's even make this a little bit bigger so it's easier to see here. So this white line is a 9 EMA, and this green line is a 21 EMA. And when they're sloped up like this, like that's pretty bullish looking stuff. As you can see, it's going higher, and this is like the gap is getting larger as we're going up. So that's a good sign that we're continuing higher. But then as you see, it starts to roll over here because you know the price is rolling over. And then look at that, see that the EMA is crossed right there, and then look at that downward candle. I mean, this crossed on this candle, so technically you could have entered short here after the cross and the close of this candle, and then look at that, it bounced a little bit and then just went way lower. So that's one way you can, like the way I like to use it is if I was long here, right, somewhere in here, and then I see it opening up and then it's curling over like that, I would have like, it kind of like gives you the idea of when to exit the trade, right? It can also give you an entry idea, which is like because of this candle, because it crossed over right there, this candle, the next candle closed really bearish, you'll probably enter right there looking for the next move down. So that's that. And then the other one is this little gray line here, pretty hard to see, but that's the 200 period EMA, exponential moving average, right? So that's more of a long-term support. So as you can see down here, we broke below it, broke back up. You know, we're up here playing around in this area. Boom, bounced right off it right there, right? So it's a pretty key level. Came up here, played around again, broke below it, but then reclaimed it, right? So if at that reclaim point, you could have gone long here, and then look at that move. All there. That was all yesterday. That was yesterday's price action. So could have taken a long on the break and the hold. So like, see this candle wicked up right there. A little hard to see, but we came back up with some pretty strong candle movement there. Held above it. Bit of an indecision candle. We actually went down first. So we opened the candle right there, went down there, went all the way up to the top of this little wick, and then came back down here and closed the candle. So that would be a good place to start, is just learning about candles and what they mean. So let's see here if I can I'll draw you a candle here on a blank area here. So let's just say that this is the candle, right?
Music licensing reimagined.
Not like that, like this. Okay, so this is a candle, right? Let's get our pen here. So like this. Pretend those are straight lines, because it just doesn't want to give me a straight line for some reason. Let's try to get this straight. Not very straight again. One more try. Go down. It just doesn't want to go straight. What's going on here? There we go. That's better. Okay. Okay, so if this is a bullish candle represented by the green border, saying it's a green bullish candle, what happens is the start of the candle is right here, right? So like, let's just say we'll draw another candle just so that we can have a reference for that. But this will be the previous candle, right? So this candle closed right there at the top of this, right? So the new candle forms. So this bottom line is the start of the candle, which is the very first, like the very start of the new candle. And then the wicks, what the wicks means is that the price did go down there, but then it went back up. So if it goes down from the entry point and then recovers back to the entry point, it's going to make a wick, right? And then what this says is that not only did the price go down and then come back up to the starting point, but it went all the way up to here, right? And then it continued to go up to there, right? But then at the last few seconds, it came back down and it closed the candle right there. So this is the opening price. That's the closing price. The wicks are what happened outside of the opening and close price. So this candle ripped up, closed there. The new candle opened. It fell down. It ended up going all the way up here and then came back down a little bit at the end, and then it closed there, right? So then maybe our next candle is going to look something like this, right? So it's going to come back down like this, right? Let's put it like that. And then we'll draw another wick like this. Try to keep it straight. Not straight, but that's okay. Okay, so then this candle closed right there, right? So the new candle opens up right there. And what does this say? This one should be bearish because it's not a green candle. So we'll mark that one as a red candle. So the price opened up there, and you can tell by the color and the location that it would be red, that it like went lower, right? So closed there, the new candle opened up there. It sold off all the way down to here, sold off all the way down to the bottom of this candle, before it got buyers stepped back in, and then it ended up closing at this candle, right? And then in theory, you know, the next candle would start like this. Maybe it's another bearish candle like that. And then, you know, we opened here and we fought our way down and we closed the candle down there. So depending on the time frame of your candle, so like you can set your time frame 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute, 5 minute, 15 minute, 30 minute, the list goes on. There's like, you know, you can do daily, monthly, weekly, hour, 4 hour, 1, 2, 3, 5, 15, and even as low as 30 seconds. Some people even go by ticks. So a tick is 1/4 of a point, and a point is like $1. So like if this is 23,840 right there, 1 point is to go to 841. But there's quarter ticks, right? So as you can see here, this monthly point of control is 23,881.75. So the 0.25, 0.50, 0.75 are all ticks. So every point has 4 ticks. So that's just kind of like when you hear people talking about points and ticks, that's what that is. So every point has 4 ticks. So you could set it up as having ticks for your candles, and then, you know, every 100 ticks, whatever the price did during that time, it'll like reference it in the shape of the candle. So yeah, so that's basic how to understand candles, right? And that's kind of like probably the first thing you need to do is you know, start on candles, and then you're going to look at volume weighted average price would be next, and then you'd probably want to look at value areas. So value areas are how I'm getting these lines. These are my value area high, my point of control, my value area low. And the best way to do that, let's just go to a fully clean chart here.
Music licensing reimagined.
Oh, we're gonna have to change the chart, not the account, sorry. We'll just go to the YM here, since we haven't done anything on there. So they don't have the indicator on here, but session volume profile, I don't think, no, they don't have it on here, which they do have it on TradingView. So maybe it makes sense for me to show you on TradingView.
Artlist.io.
So I'll just bring TradingView over here. We'll switch out this chart to a different one that doesn't have anything on it. Let's go to YM. Yeah, so YM's pretty clean right now. So what we would do to get our points of control is you set your time frame to 30 minutes. So that's going to make 30-minute candles, right? So this is like between this whole length of time is 30 minutes from the start to the finish of this candle. And then we have this session volume profile, which is an indicator that you can get by going into the indicator tab here. That brings up this little window. These are all the indicators that I typically will put on a chart or have put on a chart. So you're going to put on your session volume profile, and then usually I'll go to regular trading hours so that we don't see the electronic hours. So this is yesterday's price action on regular trading hours. So this is, you know, 6:30 open. This is the 1 p.m. close. And then you got these 3 lines on here, and these 3 lines are called the value areas. And what this is doing is this is telling you at what price had the most orders, like where the transactions happened at what price, like the most transactions at what price. So basically you just come and you mark these out like this. You just hit the little plus button on the side here. Not sure if you can see that very clear. You might be underneath my, here we go. Let's just move that over. So yeah, so follow this white line. So this one, let's just do the middle one first. We'd do that. We would draw a horizontal line, and then you would open this up like this. And you would write in there POC, which I'm not going to do because I already have templates, but you would mark it as point of control, and then you would you could change your color, you can change the font size, you can change the location of the font. But what I'll do here is I'll just mark this up with our point of control that I pre-made already, POC. Okay, and then we would go to our next one, which is the one above it, which is the value area high. So this is like the high point of the value. So again, draw a horizontal line there, double click on that. We'll go in here, we'll check our templates because I got value area high, so that one's marked. And then we do the same thing here for this one, which is the value area low. So we do that, draw a horizontal line, double click on it, label that value area low. Looks like you can't see it, it's at the bottom there, value area low. Close that. So now we got those three levels set up. The only other thing I would consider doing, which is pretty important, is to mark your previous day's high and low. So as you can see, this is the first candle of the day, and it was the lowest candle of the day, came down to there. So you can just go like this, add your horizontal line, right? Double click on that, and then go to here. I already have it preset, but it was PDL, previous day low, right? You can set it up whatever color you want and label it, PDL, previous day low. And then same thing over here. So looking like our value area high lines up with our previous day high. So you can just drop it like this, draw a horizontal line, double click that. Again, template for me because I already have it done. PDH, previous day high. Drag this in there. Boom, there. Now we got our value areas, we got our previous day high, previous day low. So what you can do then is you go back to like a 5-minute chart, and we'll turn off the session volume profile, which is that indicator, because it's just too cluttered up on the screen. And then let's go back here and like take a look at this, right? So as you can see, as we opened up in the morning, we came out really, this is 6:30 candle, we came out really strong out of the gate, right? And then we kind of like sold off a bit, but look at that, we bounced off the previous day high, which lines up with the value area high. There, we bounced off it again, there, we bounced off it again there. Eventually it ended up taking it after 3 attempts there. Took it, right? And then this one tried to go back up above point of control and the value area high and the previous day high, and got rejected, right? So as you can see by this candle closed there, this one opened right there, bounced up here, got rejected, came back down, and ended up closing way down there. That's why it's a dark blue candle. Normally these are green, the white one, the light blue are green, and the dark blue are red typically on a normal chart. But I felt like those colors sort of like induce a little too much emotion. So like if you're in a long position, when you see red, it just kind of like could induce a little more emotion. So I took a little bit of emotion out of it, and I still understand the candles by their color, the lighter blue versus the darker blue, but I'm not getting those like red light, green light feeling. But yeah, so like I was saying, clearly rejected off the value area high, previous day high. And then we end up, see that, we found support too, right there at the point of control on this last candle. So this candle ends up breaking through the point of control, right? Closed down below the point of control. This one has a small wick there, tried to bounce back up, again, rejected off the point of control. So you can see how they're pretty important key levels, right? And then after that, I mean, we just went lower all the way down to the value area low. And then see when we got to here, to this candle, this one closed, this one opened there, tried to go higher, rejected. Looks like there's a fair value gap right there, which is another indicator that I use, but I wouldn't worry too much about learning about that stuff just yet. So we closed there, opened here, bounced up into that fair value gap, rejected, and then headed lower. But look at that wick. Look at that wick. Found support down at the value area low and bounced, right? So then it closed, and then we took it with some momentum because we are relatively bearish. So these levels don't necessarily hold forever. But, you know, if you put an order entry there at 415, you could have easily got, you know, almost 20 points out of that bounce there. And 20 points is a decent amount of money. So, so we closed there, opened up on this one here, took this with momentum. So one thing we like to see, if it's a key level, and this is like, you know, the whole candle that we took that level with, where is the level relative to how big this candle is? And, you know, it's less than half of the candle. So that means it's a pretty strong, you know, bearish take of that level. So bearish as in it went down. So as you can see, once we took that, then it was game over for that area. Boom, 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 bouncing around here, finding a little bit of support near the previous day low as it's curling back up. And then look at what happened again here. We got strong. I think this is the trade that I took, right? So was it? I think it was. No, well, it wasn't on this chart, but anyways, you can see what I mean here. Curled, bounced off those sort of low areas, came up here and then rejected off the point of control, or off the value area high, or value area low, sorry. See that? Like, so these levels they work, right? This candle closed, this one opened, it fell below it for a few seconds, maybe a minute, and then look at that, bounced back up and closed. Like, you know, the wick
music licensing
clearly says bullish, because we're retaking this value area low, and then we end up closing way up here by the 200 EMA. Next candle sold off, ended right at the value area low. Open the new candle, support now at the value area low. Went up, rejected again. You know, so you can see how valid those levels are. They really do work. So volume weighted average price, value areas, and then the third one I would look at later, it would be these fair value gaps. And how the fair value gaps work, to give you a quick understanding of that, is when we have these candles, these are 5-minute candles because I'm on the 5-minute time frame. If there's no candle directly behind it, right? No, like if there was already a big wick down to there, and then this candle formed, this fair value gap wouldn't be there. But basically, because there's no candle behind it here, when it goes down like that and it closes, we call this a fair value gap. So this area usually is respected by price, as in the price is going to pull back to it and then head lower, which it did, right? It didn't get into it. And I find that when there's a lot of momentum, that it doesn't necessarily get into it. It'll just reject off the very edge of it when we're really strong going down. But quite often I'll set my order sort of like the middle of the fair value gap. But yeah, so these fair value gaps are formed after, you know, there's no candle behind it, and this candle goes strong in either the bullish or bearish direction, and it'll leave this fair value gap. So that's usually a good place for an entry to continue the direction of the move. And then again, you know, we got another one here. Look at that. This one ended up closing way down here, which left this fair value gap. Now, because this one wicked up right away, all the way to this point, that kind of erased sort of part of this fair value gap. But, you know, again, touched the edge of that fair value gap and then went lower, closed down here. Then look what happened again. Came up, touched the edge of that fair value gap, and then went lower. So like these fair value gaps also work really well for entries. So those are the three things I would say: volume weighted average price, value areas, and fair value gaps. Volume weighted average price is really ideal to help you understand if we're in a bullish or a bearish sentiment, right? Because if you take your volume weighted average price, you put it on this guy like that. We're going to change it to yellow here. As you can see, usually banks and institutions, they use this as an entry area. So we're above it for a little bit, trying to like induce more buyers here. So this is a little bit of market manipulation. Then we got below it, and then once we got below it, we've stayed below it the whole time, right? So that means that we're definitely in a bearish situation, which means price is going to go lower. You can get a little more detailed into the VWAPs too, because this candle here was the last one to touch the VWAP. So what you can do is you can take that same anchored VWAP, add it there, and that's going to give you another line of support. Look at that. We dipped into it there, rejected, dipped into it there, rejected. This one barely wicked it, and then we haven't been touching it since. So again, you can add another VWAP down there on this one, right? Why isn't it showing up? There we go. So again rejected, and then this would be our next handoff VWAP. At some point, they don't become as they become less important. Like as you can see down here, this one, usually after I get about 2 handoffs, I'm like starting to think, the third one isn't really that important, but you could have it there. If we end up getting below this, we're definitely, heading lower again. So keeping that in mind, right? Let's just clean these all up here. So yeah, that's my basic rundown on our VWAPs, our fair value gaps, and our value areas. How to define your value areas, how to like set your VWAPs, how to know where to enter on continuation with these fair value gaps. And yeah, that's a winning strategy. Obviously, it's a numbers game and you can't win every trade, but you got to be prepared to take some losses because it's not always going to work. But that being said, I've found that this strategy is really solid for getting a decent win rate on.
Music licensing reimagined.
But yeah, I'm going to write down the time here because I think I should probably be clipping that into a video that I explained all that. So what time have we got here on this? Let's go live. What time did I start explaining this? You could even add in the thanks for the question though. Just help me basically do a whole video that I can produce and put out for one of my future videos. And I just got to go back into my recordings and clip it out. So this is September 5th, Friday, and then that whole thing started at, of course it's not going to show me the time. Anyways, I'm going to end the stream there though. Appreciate you guys coming in. Thanks for the questions, thanks for the comments and the likes and subscribes. Hopefully you got some value out of today's stream. I'll be back live again Sunday, 6 p.m. West Coast time, 9 p.m. East Coast time, EST, 9 p.m. 3 p.m. 3 p.m. West Coast time, 6 p.m. East Coast time. We'll be live to get back into it on Sunday once the market reopens. So thanks again for coming in. If you haven't, make sure you check out Top 1 Futures. Please use my code Market Butcher Trades. You can get 50% off any of your accounts. And yeah, thanks a lot for showing up. Hope you guys have a great weekend, and look forward to catching up with you guys on Sunday afternoon, evening. Okay, have a good night. Peace.